Raiders, Browns today, Vikings, Bears tonight, Tuesday, Seahawks, Rams, Washington, and the Eagles. NBA players are out due to COVID. They're signing replacement players. It's like the NBA is out. I was wondering about this with the NFL. The NFL got the most out of this football weekend that they probably could, given the COVID breakouts. They're going to need a couple more days to get through the Week 15 schedules. I mentioned it's Raiders, Browns this afternoon. That's at 5 o'clock. Washington football team and the Eagles, Seahawks and Rams, that's Tuesday. But, when the games start, there's normalcy. And I know it's a bit of an illusion, but you did see some critical wins by, potential playoff teams. Steelers, Bengals, Niners, Colts. Dolphins kept their postseason alive. You got 28 teams who still have a mathematical chance to make the playoffs. As the NFL might say, that's great for business. The Packers beat the Ravens in a thriller. They're looking for that number one seed in the NFC. Certainly helped that Arizona lost, and, of course, the Buccaneers did. The Lions beating the Cardinals, Saints shutting out the Buccaneers. Pick one which was more surprising. I would say the Saints shutting out the Bucs and doing it in Tampa, whereas the Lions beating the Cardinals, and I know the Cardinals keep saying, hey, we're not the Cardinals of last year where we basically fell apart down the stretch. But we'll see. But get ready for afternoon football. I was wondering, as controversial as this would sound, they should take away the last weekend of football, the regular season, if they truly care about getting everybody healthy for the postseason. How about you take away Week 17, and then you could still have your Super Bowl when you're going to have it in the playoffs, but I think we're getting to that point where it's going to be hard to field teams that actually look like NFL teams. And quarterbacks and who's going to play and who can't. The NFL is – remember the NFL said, hey, we're not forfeiting games. Okay. But you're going to adjust the schedule where you might accommodate the Washington football team maybe more than you need to, and that will penalize the Eagles, who then play, you go from Tuesday to Saturday. So that's not fair. Not fair to the Eagles. That Washington football team, they had one player didn't get vaccinated, and everybody, caught COVID from him. So there's no punishment. Hey, we're just going to move it. No forfeiture. I have a problem with that. You have to have teams held accountable. Not, all right, you guys want to play, Wednesday at 8:15 in the morning? Like, what are we doing? You're trying to accommodate everybody. Is there a rule? Are they going to enforce the rule? That's what I'd be curious about. But I'd take away the last week of the regular season. I know it's all about money, and they'll slap a team together to get out there, but I think we're getting to that point where we're kind of teetering on the brink. All right, phone calls are welcome. McLovin, what's the poll question today?
Okay, we're going to start with a Tampa Bay Buccaneers poll. Which would you bet on if you had to bet on one of these? The Bucs win the Super Bowl or the Bucs lose their first playoff game?
Wow.
Which is more likely?
I'm going to say that they win the Super Bowl is more likely. I mean, this just felt messy to start with. Gronk had some drops. You had injuries to Evans and Godwin and Fournette. The Saints have their number. They were getting frustrated. Now, did I expect Brady to get shut out? No. But they never got any kind of rhythm whatsoever. And, the Saints were a desperate team because that was their season last night. But Tampa's going to bring back Antonio Brown. You'll get healthier. You got 3 weeks left to go. And I said this on Thursday or Friday that all Tom Brady has to do is win the game and have a nice game, and he'll win the MVP. Now, given how Aaron Rodgers played, Jonathan Taylor played, I guess if you want to throw Patrick Mahomes in there, maybe. But you got maybe, Brady is still the leader. And then I'd put Rodgers in there and Jonathan Taylor. Absolutely. Cliff Kingsbury, you're not the coach of the year if you go to Detroit and get blown out. You know who deserves consideration? It's going to sound crazy. Dan Campbell, the Lions. Man, that dude, he is positive. He never stops. You hear the passion that he really, really cares. And you juxtapose that to Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer came in with status. Dan Campbell's never had status. Never had it as a player. Never had it as a coach. He was just a tough guy. But that's the guy you want to play for, even though he hasn't proven himself to be a good coach or great coach. Urban's won. But Dan Campbell's approach that's what I want to play for because it feels real. And as far as Urban goes, Urban did an interview with Ian Rappaport. Ian's going to join us coming up next hour. We'll talk to him about it because Urban seemed like he's still shifting the blame here. And I don't know if this is a rehab tour for him. Is he going to get paid? Jags owner Shad Khan says he's not going to pay Urban Meyer. Okay. I'd like to know what the cause is. Because if you say he kicked one of our former players, Josh Lambo, that happened in August. Why didn't you fire him then? If that team has 6 wins right now, is Urban Meyer fired for cause? So I'd like to know what cause we're talking about, unless there's something that's hidden there where they say we're not paying Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer goes, yeah, that's right, they're not going to pay me. I get the feeling that this story's not over with and that you're probably going to have some kind of settlement there. At least it feels that way. He said nice things about Jacksonville, said nice things about Shad Khan, but then you hear that Shad Khan doesn't want to pay Urban Meyer. But, Urban talked really about the culture, that basically everybody's soft. Coaches are soft and players are soft, and not just in the NFL. And, Urban is kind of living in a different era. This is the way we used to treat players and coaches. Well, if that's the case, then maybe they are softer. Or maybe they just don't want to put up with nonsense. They want to be treated as humans, as grown-ups. And he wasn't doing that to them. But we'll talk to Ian Rappaport about that conversation with Urban Meyer. And does he coach again? I guess that'll be part of the rehab tour. Maybe just goes back to Fox and works with their pregame show.